and baby David holding the bottom. Baby David went from pursing his lips at sweet potatoes to downing taco meat and cheese at an alarming rate. By year's end, with Isaiah's steady hand, David was balancing on a scooter, hitting a wiffle ball James gently tossed at him, and climbing the treehouse ladder behind Bo. I have a photo taken a day after David's second birthday. I'm beaming as my sweaty little one cuddles up in my lap. The moment lasted only a few seconds. One of those apparitions of the camera, making the fleeting moment seem endless. He was sweaty because he had been going up until that moment. I was smiling because I had gotten a sweet moment of snuggles with him before he rebounded with renewed energy for more boyish adventures with his big brothers. As I think about those moments a year apart, the baby snuggled in the baby carrier with Mom and Dad as we crossed a mile-high suspension bridge, and the sweaty boy taking a momentary reprieve in my lap before running off. The changes are staggering. In a year, he changed from baby to little boy. I don't say this with regret, but rather awe. What a privilege it is to see this transformation from total dependence to burgeoning independence. Sure, they say, blink and you'll miss it. But that's true of any wonder. A sunset, a storm coming in over the ocean, a falling star. The very fact that you are watching a metamorphosis, a change in motion, in time, is part of what makes it so mesmerizing. The very transience of the thing itself is part of its beauty. You know it won't last, but isn't that part of what makes it so breathtaking? Older mothers will tell you to savor it. And in the midst of toddler tantrums, sleep deprivation, cleaning strewn food from the floor, or picking out the dried oatmeal flakes stuck in baby's hair, we all may very well roll our eyes at the savor it remark as the sentimentalizing schmaltz of someone who is distant from the mess and monotony of toddlers. Yet deep down, as much as it may irk us sometimes to hear those two words, we know there is something too true about those sentiments. But how do we savor it? How do we appreciate a slow-motion miracle? I think we ourselves must slow down. It isn't a perpetual slowing. There are some moments we don't really want to savor after all. The tantrum, the diaper rash, the 3 a.m. night terror, the defiant no. But it is a habit of slowing for moments at a time to stop and simply be present. To tune in and enjoy the enjoyable in the present moment. The miracle of metamorphosis in progress. We must look, listen, smell, and touch what is right before us. You did it when you were falling in love. You looked at your beloved over a candlelit table. You enjoyed the sound of his voice or his laughter. You caught yourself breathing him in as you hugged him tightly and found even the feel of his hand in yours strangely comforting. Now, as we fall in love with our little ones, there will be no candlelight and likely very little quiet. And it will by no means be all rose petals and moonlight. But we can still take regular moments to stop and pay attention, to enjoy the sight of the perfect little curl on her forehead, to listen to the delighted squeal of excitement in her block tower, to smell that baby shampooed head nestled under your chin for a story, or to delight in the chubby little hand that grabs your own for comfort. They won't all be perfect moments, but we can find beauty in the moments we have and treasure them. One of the reasons I have written this devotional is that I think this discipline of slowing down and paying attention is not only what we must do to savor our children, but also what we must do to savor God. We must regularly take moments of deliberate slowness to appreciate and delight in the beloved. And here's the beauty of it. The process of pausing and praising changes you. It reorients you from worn to grateful. It takes your gaze off of yourself. It re-energizes you for the work ahead. While God has certainly made our children worthy of wonder, He alone commands our utter awe. He is unchanging, and yet in His infinite complexity, we could spend all eternity gazing on Him and never plumb the depths of the delight of knowing Him. Here's another wonder. He, too, is involved in a slow-motion miracle of metamorphosis.